All right, let's talk about the Zeztz thing. We now officially know where Kamen Rider Zeztz will stream, when it will stream, and it was kind of a point of contention all weekend for a lot of people. So let's talk about it. I'm going to take you through the timeline real quick. I'm going to tell you where you can watch Kamen Rider Zeztz every single week, because it is officially the first rider that will be, streamed at the same time in the US and other places as it is in Japan with official English subtitles. So we got this announcement from Tokusatsu on Saturday, saying Saturday, September 6th, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Kamen Rider English, Shout Studios. And they released this entire trailer. It's the whole trailer that we saw before, but it's subbed, and some interesting things are tagged on at the end. Watch the newest episode every week. Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time premiere. Sunday, 9 a.m. Friday, 5 p.m. are replays of it. They also put out this tweet with the poster. Kamen Rider Zeztz starts streaming Saturday, September 6th. Who is joining us? Another poster says watch newest episodes every week. It will be streaming in the US, Canada, Puerto Rico, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand on Shout YouTube channel, on Tokusatsu's YouTube channel. The thing that caught everyone's eye about this when it was announced by Kamen Rider Global as well is they announced it with this video of Nemu and Baku.
皆さんのおかげで作品が世界中に広がっています。
Because of you guys. This is where the internet exploded. Are you ready? It says, disclaimer, this YouTube live stream will not be archived, but will have replays. Which means, if you miss the live stream, there will be no video on demand for you to watch. And this sent everyone absolutely ablazed. So, Tokusatsu went on to tweet about it. They tweeted at Toku Nation and put also unscheduled replays. We also have a little more information from their tweets. Prior episodes will play before the new episode as the weeks go on. There will be plenty of chances to watch. I'm not going to open up a lot of the quote tweets on this. Needless to say, though, the internet wasn't very happy. People are very, very, very pissed. This not being a VOD, you not being able to watch it at your speed when you want to, whenever you want to. So this all happened on Saturday. Later Saturday night, Tokusatsu tweeted out some tips. New episodes will play 6 times at each showing. I thought this might be the case because on Saturday, after they announced where it was airing, I was like, what's that Twitch channel about? So I went back to the Zeztz Twitch channel, and if you go there, they have a schedule posted. And that schedule shows for Saturday, but it also shows a 3-hour block here, 7:30 to 10 p.m. And prior episodes will play before new episodes as the weeks go on. There will also be many mini marathons once more episodes have been released. Plenty of chances to catch up if you miss the initial premiere. Lots to discuss and pick out here. The top one that I want to talk about is why they might do this. What's the reason they might be doing this? You're so confused? Don't worry. There's a ton of people that are confused on what's going on here. I think the number one reason about what's happening, about why they would do this in the first place, is the number one reason why it took so long. Why it took so long for this to be, simulcasted. It's not quite a simulcast. It's like 2 hours and 30 minutes after Zeztz actually airs in Japan on Sunday mornings, and then 2 hours and a half later it comes over here as a delayed broadcast. But the number one reason I think we can point to is TV Asahi. TV Asahi has been the ones holding Kamen Rider from coming over here for a very long time. It's very well documented. That's why Subaraya can do their stuff simulcasted on their YouTube channel, because they're not on TV Asahi. They have a completely different deal with their television distributor. The other reason, which I think might be a big point on this that a lot of people are missing, is Tokusatsu. Tokusatsu has been subbing Rider shows after the fact and then putting them out on Blu-ray for us to purchase. I am privy to very little of the deals, but what I am privy to is that these deals are not cheap. Buying the rights to show Rider is very expensive. Now, that doesn't mean that's what the Zeztz deal is. The Zeztz deal is obviously some kind of special deal because it is delayed broadcasting the same time it's airing. So I don't know the details of that deal. But I do know if you wanted to make your money back in some way, you would probably want those fans to then buy the Blu-ray that you announced right at the end. So I think it's pretty obvious that at the end of Zeztz airing, they can announce right away, hey, buy Zeztz on Blu-ray. It comes out in 2 months or whatever. Here it is. And I think they think that if you delay it or hold back on those episodes, that fans might be more inclined to buy it. But I don't put this whole thing, this whole debacle on Shout. I don't put this whole debacle on TV Asahi. I don't even put this whole debacle on Toei. I do think there are factors which in each of those three things that are holding this back to be this schedule the way it is. Now, a lot of people are sad, confused, wondering if that means that fan subbers will stop. I did a video 3-4 years ago now saying we need to talk about fan subbers. And basically the gist of the video is once we get official versions of this, there's really no need for fan subbers to do their thing. Especially with Zeztz, 2 hours later, 2 hours after it airs, when a fan subber might be right in the middle of the process, you already have official subs out, then you kind of don't need that. What you need more in this instance is for someone to archive it, someone to screen record it, however they get it with the English subtitles, and then post that up on your usual high C places that you get it, your usual pirate sites that you get it. So I don't think there will be anything gone from that. I don't think you'll miss getting the episodes the same way you got the Gav episodes, if you get what I'm saying. I think that the way you get the Gav episodes will still be around. Whether fan subbers decide to do it their own or not, or just screen record the official one, that's their own prerogative. But I guarantee you, if you watched Gav and you saw it perfectly fine, there will be an archived way to watch this the same way you watched Gav or any other Kamen Rider season before that. The argument that I have for fan subbers can be found right here. Posted Tokusatsu trailer here. And that's this right here. I've seen a lot of complaints. I've got a lot of messages from you guys about how you hope official subs don't localize it too much. Dirt that's been on it from back in the day in video games where they're like, that's too Americanized, that's too localized, that's not a direct translation of what this is. And I thought that was a thing of the past until I saw this line right here, and all of you guys in chat are already saying it. It says arise. If you're wondering what Mezamero means, it means wake up or to awaken, because the whole theme of Zeztz is dreams, to be asleep. Mezamero means wake up. The rider is the one to wake you up. Now, that on its own would not bother me. That on its own wouldn't bother me. I'd be like, wake up, awaken, arise, I understand. The problem for me comes that this is not how you spell arise. This is not how you spell arise. This is very stylized in a way that goes, oh, Zeztz. They're doing things with Z's. Let's add a Z there. And that's where my problem comes in with this, because I honestly thought that was a thing of the past. I thought, hey, official subbers, they get it, they know what to do, they understand, don't mess with it too much. I will have to wait to see what happens. We're gonna have to see what the rest of it looks like to see how much they do about this, how much they do it this way, but this does not give me a lot of faith in these official subs. So this is why I think the fan subbers, the current fan subbing groups, will continue subbing Zeztz in the same way they always have. I wanted to point out this tweet that I saw. It said, just throwing this out there, unless you pay for TTFC or Amazon Prime here in Japan, you can't watch episodes for free for Kamen Rider or Super Sentai. At best, we only get the first 2 episodes on YouTube. Even Ultraman episodes on YouTube get removed. I honestly believe this was the best compromise. Japan is still in the old ways of doing things, guys. They still have the old style of this is a TV show, you're watching it at this time, you miss it, you miss it. You can pay for a streaming service like TTFC or Amazon Prime, which I would love to do. Or if they had their own streaming service, I'd pay for that. Do I think there is a large swath of the community that is yelling right now that say, man, I wish I could pay for something and then I'd have it all archived? I think there are people that are yelling that would not pay a dime for it if it was official. You're never going to make everyone happy. I think there are people out there yelling and complaining about this who know they wouldn't pay for Kamen Rider, simulcast, delayed broadcast, whatever it is, knowing that they could just go on their pirating sites and pirate it as easily as they can now. But it does suck that we don't even have the option of that. And then I wanted to show you guys this tweet from Chris. I believe he runs Toku Nation. Chris was very privy to a lot of the Team Rider stuff going on a few years ago, and he posted this thread, which I really liked, so I'm gonna read it to you guys. It says, next weekend, for the first time ever, the current series Kamen Rider will premiere in numerous English-speaking countries around the world, not just the US, but Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand. It's important to reflect on what made this possible. So many people shit on Team Rider US for not doing enough. I want to come on here right now and tell you guys that I was one of those people who shit on Team Rider for trying to sell toys for shows that we couldn't officially watch here in the US. I made a lot of videos about it. You can go back on the channel and see I have numerous videos talking about it and shitting on Team Rider about it. As I've gotten older and I've grown and I've learned more about the situation at hand and the companies that were playing this game, I was incredibly wrong in a lot of stances I took against Team Rider, and I apologize for that, because they were, at the end of the day, just fans who worked for the company that were trying to do as best as they could do with the circumstances they were given. Yet a number of times they scheduled events with fans strategically in front of Toei, Bandai, and TV Asahi execs would surprise you. New York Times Square and Fudo PI panel at Anime Expo being two of the biggest. The image of Rider fans at Times Square, New York City in 2020 was circulated throughout Bandai Japan and Toei offices. That was the first real time they noticed Kamen Rider fans in the US. Prior, they thought there was none with the failure that was Dragonite. Fudo PI panel at Anime Expo, TV Asahi execs took videos of the crowd, amazed not only were there so many fans, but that they knew the catchphrases of a show, Double, that never aired in the US. And the sales numbers of Bandai US reported of the DX Desire Driver shocked both the US and Japan side of the company. Don't forget the Nerdist panel and the summer movie during COVID. Yeah, politics got in the way and Team Rider doesn't exist anymore, but it did matter. So while some may lament about how Zeztz is being delivered, the fact that it is being delivered at all is partly thanks to you, all the fans who showed up the last 5 years and made noise. Be proud, this is a win, let's celebrate next weekend. The major takeaways I want you to take away from this is that 1, this is only happening because we showed up multiple times in multiple places and showed multiple companies' executives that we want this shit here in the West. And we are finally getting steps to bring it here. And I wanted to pat us all on the back for that. So shout out to us, shout out to everyone. Number 2, as much as you hate how it is being distributed, because I understand the frustration with it, the fact of the matter is we can be grateful to have it in some form, but also convey how disappointed we are at that current form while still showing up for the way that it's distributed. Because that's what that thread was all about. They are surprised at how we showed up. And so if we don't show up for this, it could be the end. Because there's a lot of old Japanese men in old business suits and old towers saying, this'll fail. Just watch, this'll fail. And once again, for another time in 5 years, we need to show them they're wrong. I don't care if you miss an episode here or there. I don't care if you go and find it the way you found Gav or any Kamen Rider season before that. I don't care if you go to the high seas, the pirates, be a pirate and go get it that way. But if it's there, if it's airing, showing up is the least we can do. You know what I mean? If you're home, if you're not doing anything, if you could just throw it on your computer and walk out of the room, let it play. Show up for Kamen Rider Zeztz, where it is officially available. Go to the high seas, watch it on your own time, be a Gokaiger, exactly. But at the very least, show up to show them that this will not fail in the US, that more people need to see this in the US. That's the only way we're gonna get more of it. So if you wanna watch Zeztz, it'll be on YouTube every Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. It'll show 6 times before then, and then there's a bunch of other replays that we talked about at the beginning of this video.
1 to the kidney, 2 to the dome. That's left, right, go. Got a rollie for the brunch and a panic for the show. That's left, right, go.